raising kids to be anti-fragile. We've talked about what anti-fragile the concept is. We talk about even our own life, related it to one story about me being a kid. But like today's parenting culture, right?
Oh yeah.
We don't want them to get hurt. We don't want them to experience any kind of danger. You know, we're so paranoid about strangers so that, you know, we keep our kids like indoors and under a watchful eye all the time. And, you know, and sometimes we trade out some physical play for screens because we think screens are safer.
Oh boy. Okay. That's going to be an episode that we're going to have to get on another day, because this is a hot topic
for you.
Yeah,
it ain't safer.
It is not safer, and at some point in time we're going to tackle this, because this is definitely something that we need to talk about, what you just said. But we're talking about fragile and anti-fragile.
We'll go for another hour.
That will go for a whole nother couple hours.
Oh man, yeah.
If we get onto that.
Yeah, it's a deep dive.
That's it. Yeah.
So let's break it down. So we've got some physical examples of how to build anti-fragile kids, right? Here's a real simple one. Let them climb trees.
Ooh. I have a funny story about that real quick.
Okay, let's hear it.
So do you remember when we went to Williamsburg, Virginia last year? And okay, our kids can be sometimes like the Von Trapp family, not just because there's a bajillion of them, but I mean, they're up in trees. Like they're just like, oh, there's a climbing tree, and the shoes come off and they're up the tree. Like it's just how it is. So we were in Williamsburg with your parents and having a wonderful family vacation, which we were enjoying. We're at the Colonial Williamsburg. So it's like really cool. You should go visit if you've never been. Great American history. Anyway, we're waiting for the trolley, and there's a great climbing tree. And what do our kids do? They take their shoes off and they're up high up in the tree. Now, I'm used to our kids climbing. You're used to our kids climbing. The grandparents are pretty much used to it, but all the other grandparents, because we were the only ones with kids this day, none of them are used to the kids climbing. And so there were people freaking out around us, and so I had to go over.
They were pretty high. They were a little too high for comfort.
Some of them, some of them were, not all of them. But I'm like, hey guys, I need you to come down from the tree. And then when they came down, they're like, Mom, we were fine. Why'd we have to get down? I'm like, everybody else didn't think so. They're about to call the fire department.
We need to teach those grandparents about anti-fragile.
Oh yeah, good luck.
So within reason, right? But like, let them experience a little bit of dangerous play. I think that's kind of the concept. Like, don't be so quick to keep them from every danger. Allow them to experience reasonable danger, right?
Yeah, as long as they're not, like, in serious harm's way.
Exactly.
Well, and there's also all this development stuff that's out there about when children are, balancing, or they're up high and they feel the sway, or